So today we have Mark Gurman coming in with exclusive information about iPhone 15 Pro. At least he says it's exclusive, but it's basically a rehash of things we've already heard about. So let this be a recap for you guys, for those who don't follow the leaks 24/7 like myself. We begin with a revolutionary upgrade that's gonna change lives, and that's slimmer bezels. Yes, the thing that really only a few techies care about, since if you think about it, this change adds no functionality whatsoever to the device. But hey, there are literal battles on Twitter, X, about bezels. People have too much time on their hands. And by the way, would like to remind you guys, like this video and subscribe for more content like this, it would be appreciated. Anyways, if you want to flex on your one friend that you have the slimmest bezels on the planet, you can do that now because Gurman says Apple is using this new fancy technology called low injection pressure overmolding. That's a lot of big words. I don't know the meaning to, but that's going to result in the bezels being 1.5 millimeters around the display, which yes, is considerably thinner than the 14 Pro, which has bezels around 2.2 millimeters. But I'll be honest guys, I have literally zero excitement for this. I've never once looked at my 14 Pro Max and thought, oh my god, the bezels, oh, it's so thick, I can't use this phone, I've got to chuck it in the bin, I need thin bezels. In fact, I'm pretty sure no one reacts like that, and if you do, there's something very wrong with you. So yes, I don't care about this. This is one of those useless upgrades Apple's gonna flex in the marketing, but real consumers couldn't care less about this. In fact, I'm very sure once you put the 15 Pro in a case, it's gonna look identical to a 14 Pro from the front. And what's crazy is that this literally is the only change Apple's giving us with the display this year. They could have given us higher brightness or a smaller island that would benefit consumers, but no, let's make the bezels slightly smaller that 0.000001% of consumers care about. If the pros do see shipping delays because of this, as has been rumored, I'm gonna be very, very annoyed. Moving on to more exciting changes that I actually do care about, we have titanium on the Pro models. Now this is something that's actually gonna make a difference, and I've been hyped for this since we first heard about it. By far the biggest issue with the 14 Pro Max is the weight. Yes, you can call me a weakling all you want, but for my feeble arms, the Pro Max is kinda heavy and becomes kinda annoying using it for long periods of time, so titanium's gonna drastically reduce the weight, and it's the reason the Ultra isn't so bad to wear, because if they use stainless steel for a 49mm watch, your wrist would have a permanent dent because it's so heavy. So yes, titanium for the win. Not only is titanium lighter, but it's gonna have a matte finish that's gonna be nicely brushed, again similar to the Apple Watch. Now this, I admit, is more of an aesthetic change like the bezels, but let's be honest guys, while the super shiny stainless steel looks nice in the marketing images, as soon as you pick it up for 5 seconds, it picks up all kinds of fingerprints, grease, and muck, and just looks really horrible, and is also impossible to keep clean. So yes, I'm very glad we're finally getting a matte finish on the sides of the Pro models. Gurman also talks about the chassis being curved now with the iPhone 15, and while I was super excited about this at first, that excitement quickly came crashing down because when we got those first CADs, the iPhone 15 basically looked the same as the iPhone 14, if I'm being honest. It's such a subtle curve that I doubt it's going to make a big difference, and if you think about it, when using an iPhone 14 in a case, there's already a subtle curve around the corners, and so yes, I wish the curve was more drastic, and we went back to the wonderful iPhone 10 days. I've really had enough of the flat sides, rounded sides for the win, guys. Oh, also because of this slight curve around the corners, Apple's now using 2.5D glass on iPhone 15, which is another big fat L because The one good thing about flat sides on iPhone 12 to 14 is that the front of the phone is completely flat, which makes applying screen protectors very, very easy. And trust me guys, as someone who's horrifically bad at applying screen protectors, this was such a great thing about these recent iPhone models that made my life much easier. However, now with iPhone 15 and the glass being slightly curved, I am 100% sure it's not going to be as easy to apply a screen protector on this, and there is no way I'm not using a screen protector because literally the air can scratch the ceramic shield displays. They have no scratch resistance whatsoever. Really, the only good thing Apple's implementing design-wise is that it should be easier to repair the Pro models. Remember last year you could open the regular iPhone 14 from the front and the back, which was great news for those brave enough to try and repair their own devices, and now this is coming to iPhone 15 Pro, so yes, thank you Timothy for that. Now that's enough about the design, let's get into the meaty upgrades with iPhone 15 that Gurman tells us about, and of course has already been revealed by the sources. The first thing is USB-C. This is likely why most are getting the iPhone 15 in the first place, because the tech community absolutely despises the Lightning ports. It's actually crazy, we've had the same ports for over a decade, but guys, we're so close, we're finally getting USB-C, and the big reason why this change makes so much sense is for transferring large files. Right now we have these incredible cameras on iPhones that can record amazing ProRes footage, but it takes literal hours to transfer that off the device with the absolutely abysmal speeds of Lightning. With USB-C, however, we could see Thunderbolt, and that would actually benefit consumers. So yes, I am also looking forward to this. Talking about cameras, we already know we're getting the periscope lens on the Pro Max. That should offer much better zoom, and this will be another big upgrade because it's one aspect in which iPhones were miles behind the competition, since if you wanted zoom beyond 10x, you are better off using a literal potato because that would take better photos than the grainy mess the iPhone produced, and so this will be another big upgrade. However, as I said, this is only coming to the Pro Max, so unfortunately for those wanting the smaller Pro, you're literally getting nothing. I think we heard about some updated lenses, but the sensors themselves are staying exactly the same, so yes, you've got to pay to play, I guess. The final big upgrade will be A17. This will be Apple's first 3nm chip, which is going to be a lot faster and more efficient. Gurman actually specifically focuses on the performance and says it's a lot snappier, but let's be honest guys, who's actually complaining about the performance on the A16? It's already snappy as is. Okay, I might be able to open YouTube 0.1 second faster with the A17, but who cares about that? What I'm most excited about are the battery upgrades, because this chip being 3nm could lead to around 1 more hour of endurance, which definitely gets me tingling, but unfortunately Gurman says nothing regarding bigger batteries. We had heard about this from sketchier sources, and so I was hoping the combination of big chunk batteries inside these phones with the new A17 could give us insane battery life, but Gurman says nothing about this, so maybe that's not the case, which is going to break my heart. Either way though, even if the capacity stays the same, battery life should be slightly better here because we have the A17. Gurman finally talks about the action button that's also been long rumored. This will be replacing the mute switch, which I know is going to peeve off some consumers because they absolutely adore their sacred switch. But as someone who leaves their phone on mute 24/7, I will gladly have this over the Switch any day because I can use this to quick launch an application, the camera, or any other function on the device. Now Gurman ends his report by giving me a heart attack because he says we can expect price hikes again outside of the US. This will be the thing that could put me off the iPhone 15 because I was already finding it hard to justify the 14 Pro Max at a whopping £1,200, and so if the 15 Pro Max is more, yeah, I'm good. I'm not selling my kidney for a phone with slightly thinner bezels. Gurman does also say we could see price increases in the US, but he seems more unsure about that. And to be honest, I've always had an inkling that Apple's subsidizing US prices, and making that money back outside of the US by giving us massive price increases. And yeah, it seems the US gets the best deals for tech because even recently with Samsung's foldables, every market except the US got price hikes. So yes, I guess I might have to move to the US to get the best tech deals because every other country's gonna be screwed with absolutely horrific pricing for these iPhones. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and thank you for watching.